Hi, James. Thank you so
Hi.
much for being on What I Wish I Knew. I'm so excited to talk to you, and you are an inspiration for so many people. I've watched a couple of your lives, and like the way that people respond to you and the way that you show up and communicate, it's like it's just electric and it's contagious. So thank you
Thank
for
you.
being on. And I'm curious, so you said you're in Switzerland, right?
Yes. Yeah, for my healing journey. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so why just for your healing journey?
So, yeah, I mean, because like I grew up in Switzerland. So my dad's from Switzerland and my mom's just from Canada. And I was living in Toronto, living my best life and everything. So I've been diagnosed and I did all my treatment in Switzerland because it was just easier. I wanted to be connected to the nature, more like, because Toronto's like it's a hustle. It's, like it's just so like fast life, crazy and everything. I just wanted to be in Switzerland because that's where I grew up and I just felt like that was just easier. And also like because it's more like easy life, more slow pace, I was like, okay, maybe that sounds good. And I was also like homesick kinda. So I just felt like there was a better choice.
And Switzerland's known for their like health strategy
Yeah,
and all of that,
exactly.
right?
That too. That too,
You feel
yeah.
like it's super innovative there?
Yes, honestly, like the colonoscopy was just like another level. They had like AI technology. They could see like the polyps like for maybe like 10 years in the future, stuff like that. Something that could like develop like through times and stuff like that. Yeah, incredible. Like my treatment was super heavy, but they knew that like because I'm young and I'm like very active, they were like, yeah, you can handle it. And so I know that like I'll be safe for like maybe the next 20 years.
Okay. And how'd you first find out that you had colon cancer?
So I had it twice. I had it like when I was 24. That was just like I had like 3 months preventive chemotherapy, and the second time that was like a few months ago, which is 6 months ago. I had like a recurrence because cancer came back. So the first time, how I found out, I had like blood in my stool and blood in my pee, and that was very alarming. I was young. I was like, oh, maybe I pushed maybe too hard or whatever. So I was giving myself maybe like I would say like a week. I was like, yeah, whatever. You're young. You're just like, yeah, whatever. A little blood. I'm a mad. It's okay. Whatever. And then a week later, more blood that was thicker, and I was like, okay, that's a little bit concerning. Now I could feel that I was getting more tired, and also like I'm a ballet dancer, so my body's talking to me, so I'm very connected to my body. And my body was giving me some signs, and I was like, okay, I should maybe see a doctor. And I'm not like the type of person that would see a doctor for like a little something. So if my doctor saw me, was like, okay, there's something actually happening. And so we did a colonoscopy and we saw like a polyp inside my colon that was pretty big with cancer cells. And so we did like 3 months preventive chemotherapy, and then I was good. And 6 years later, it came back, which is 6 months ago, and stronger and bigger and everything. I also had like the same symptoms like blood in my pee, blood in my stools and stuff like that. So very terrifying. And I was in Toronto. I was performing, living my best life, and yeah. So I decided like to move back to Switzerland, and I was like, I'm gonna be treated like over there because they have a better health system and everything. I know I would be great and safe and everything, and I had an amazing medical team as well. And yeah, but the treatment was so heavy. So
Which first time or the second time?
the second time, the first time was okay because I was like, well, I'm a bit tired, but I was okay. Maybe because I was younger, even though I'm not old, but I was younger. I had more energy. I also like the preventive chemo is not the same thing that like the actual chemotherapy. It's less strong. It's just like just in case something's gonna come. But yeah, the second time was super heavy. I just felt like my body was slipping through my hands. It was not belonging to me anymore. I lost all my senses. I was tired all the time. I lost so much weight, my confidence, my strength, and I just felt like, I don't know. And also because I have no more parents. I lost both my parents when I was younger to cancer. I just felt lonely, depressed, and yeah, it was a very tough journey. But I'm happy now it's over and it's behind me now, and I'm able like to move forward and spread awareness and share my story with other people. Because like in when I was 24, nobody knew. I didn't want to talk about it
You didn't tell
because
anyone,
I didn't tell anyone.
even after you went through treatment.
Yes, I would say it took me like 2 years to be comfortable with it, actually. But like, yeah, during the treatment, I was not telling anyone that I was actually going through chemotherapy because I didn't want anybody to see me as like weak or oh you have cancer. I didn't want like people to see me differently. And also like I was younger, I didn't know how to deal with my emotions. I didn't know how to communicate. I didn't know how to deal with that even by myself. I didn't have the tools to actually talk about it. But now that I'm like older, I'm 29, I'm like, well, I have the tools. I learned from it and I have like a bigger community and I learned like from the past and also like I also learned that like when you keep something inside for so long, it becomes a cancer. It eats you from the inside, and I believe that like it came back for a reason. And like I mean, stuff happens to you to teach you things. And honestly, I feel like nothing happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. So this I mean that's my perspective on that. And I'm really like I learned from that, so that's the reason why now I'm sharing, I'm going live to talk to people, like to spread awareness, to be like, okay, guys, I was 24 when it happened to me. Here are my symptoms. So if you have this, go check yourself. Go get screened or anything, whatever, but just do something about your life and just like, um, make your dreams come true and fight for your dreams, have a goal and everything and live your best life. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to like reach out to me. I'll be here. But yeah, it's really eye-opening and so humbling to see like the love and the support that I'm getting.
And so with this second diagnosis of cancer, what do you think the reason is? Since you said like everything happens for a reason.
Oh my God. Okay, there's like a family history, which is like the first reason I would say, but also like, okay, I don't know, maybe I'm being delusional, maybe I'm being more too spiritual. But like I said, I feel like because the first time I didn't get the lesson, like I healed from it and I was just like, going through life without even talking about it. I was doing like my diamond hair, but nobody knew the reason why I was doing it because I was not ready to talk about it. But now I am ready to talk about it. The reason why I lost my hair, I'm putting diamonds on my hair because I want to like reclaim what has been taken away from me. I lost my hair, so in order to feel confident again, I created my own hair and I learned from it. And now I feel like if it came back, it's actually to teach me something, to let me know that, like, well, that was like undone business. You have some work to do to grow as a soul, as a human, to actually, I don't know, maybe you have like a bigger purpose or whatever. I don't know. Maybe, like I said, maybe I'm being too spiritual. I don't know.
It's too spiritual. When you go through something like cancer, it's like you kind of are forced to evaluate your spirituality and like
Yeah.
what we're here for. What does it all mean? Because otherwise, it's just like turns into this meaningless, horrible thing that happens.
Yeah.
So I, I'm always on the train of spirituality. You know what I mean? And like not only that, this wasn't even your like most difficult thing. Both of your parents died from cancer, and how did witnessing cancer in your family shape the way you approached your own diagnosis and healing?
I was scared in the way that like I was like the first time I was like I guess I'm the next one to die, and I was terrified because I was like, well, I don't know anybody that survived from cancer in my family. And when I actually survived, I had like that cancer guilt in the way that like, why me? Why am I the first one? And also I could feel that people in my family were looking at me very differently in the way that like, so that's one of the reasons why I didn't want to tell anybody because even this second time people were like they didn't even acknowledge me and they didn't even like celebrated me. That's okay, but like my parents dying from cancer really taught me that like life's so short just to be just to be lazy and not to fight for your dreams and like your goals or whatever. It really taught me to become more resilient, to be an adult very quickly because I was just 18 when I was by myself. And with my first diagnosis, I don't know, it just made me like, I feel like a part of me wanted to be a kid and like not to think too much about it. I think that's the reason why I didn't want to like talk about it. And another part of me wanted like just to learn more about it too. So I was learning like low key, like, okay, what was that? But at the same time, because I was so like eager to live and like make my dreams come true that I just want like to leave that behind me and just like and live my best life, like perform, travel and stuff like that. But like I said, everything happens for a reason. And if it came back a second time, because there was like some unfinished business, and I needed like to actually learn the lesson and talk more about it, and to be more open about my emotions, my feelings, and stuff like that. Because like I feel like before I couldn't even like I didn't know how to express my emotions. I'm very reserved. I'm not shy. I'm not shy, but I'm reserved because I don't talk about like my journey and myself very easily. Some trust. I need some like, bonding, whatever. But now I just feel like I need to express myself a little bit more. And I feel like I can do it more because when I was going through chemo, I was writing my emotions down all the time. It helped me process all of my emotions. And now it really helped me like to find a way to express my emotions very easily. Even with the nurses, with my counselor and stuff like that. That was very easy. It became so easy to just talk about like how I feel and everything. And yeah, that's such like a beautiful lesson. I really see it as a lesson, life lesson. I really see it like this. I learned so much from me, from other people, yeah, it's very eye-opening. And I'm so glad today that I had cancer so young because now I can live life fully, like with like a very different perspective, with a life perspective very differently in the way that like I live better, I love differently, and even when I'm taking like a walk, I'm like, this tree is so beautiful. The grass is so green. I love it. Like you just
Yes,
love
everything.
differently. You love
Yes,
differently and
everything's
you
like
live differently. Yeah,
absolutely. It's like each moment is that much more special, and it's like it means more because you thought you were not gonna have it anymore. Like all of it
exactly.
just it's heavier, but in like a good way. Do you
Yeah.
think that you pre-cancer were going along with life just kind of like distracting yourself or just kind of like not being truly present?
So before cancer, I was a go-getter. I was like, I don't care what anyone think about me. I'm just gonna fight for my dreams. I'm just gonna go and I don't care about anything. Lake, whatever, mountains, whatever, trees, or whatever. I was just like, well, I'm by myself. This is my survival mode. I was literally just much like that because like I needed like money to survive because I had no safety net. Because I was like, if I fail, no one's gonna catch me. And so that's why I was a little bit terrified about life. And I feel like cancer really came into my life to teach me something that like, okay, life is so important. You need to enjoy every single moment, every single like leaves around you, birds and everything. So that's why today I really see it as a lesson because it really happened to me to teach us something, to teach me something. And I okay, I'm from like a Christian family, but I'm not a religious person. I lost both my parents, so I don't pray to God, but I pray to my parents because I believe they're watching over me, and I believe that like they're actually the one protecting me, but also like sending me stuff in my life to actually teach me something. When they see that I'm failing somewhere, they're gonna like send me something to be like okay. I'm gonna like give you like, I'm gonna teach you like you, my son, you need to learn about life and maybe they send me this cancer just to remind me that how important life is, to actually enjoy things around me and the connection with a human and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, but this is really how I see things, though.
No, this is like this is beautiful. You so like since both I know you pray to your parents now, but throughout your cancer journey, like who was there for you and who has been there for you?
Oh my gosh, this is really a tough question. Because I've been by myself ever since I was 18. thank God I have an amazing chosen family. I have amazing friends. They were checking on me every single day, and they were calling me, FaceTiming me. And I moved to Switzerland with my aunt, and she was not like every time, like she was not there every day for me. She was just like, I mean, I live with her, but she was like, busy with work and stuff like that. But at least I was not alone, you know. So, but she was the one cooking for me and doing the groceries and stuff like that. But at least I was not by myself. But because I know that in Toronto, I would be just, in my apartment by myself, and maybe my friends would just come and just check on me, but like I would be, just going through life by myself, and I didn't want that for me. So I said that's why I decided to come to Switzerland to be with my aunt, and it would be just easier. But yeah, my friends were my biggest emotional support. And yeah, they really saved my life in so many little ways, and they don't even maybe know it, how important it was for me, but they really did save my life in so many little ways. And I'm so grateful for them. And yeah,
It's honestly it's hard to like even tell or express the level of gratitude we have
yeah,
for our friends who were there through so much. Like I feel like even today I'm still just like if only they knew how I felt about them or how much I appreciated them showing up or different just people in my community, and it's really hard to explain to them like the level that is, and it's like it's just like I want to be there for them always in the way that they were there for me in that way.
yeah,
You talked about how you were journaling about your emotions through cancer treatment. Do you ever read back through those and you notice?
yes, I do. Actually, I do. Um, um, you know what? It takes a lot for me to be proud of myself because I'm very hard on myself because also because of my training when it comes to dancing and stuff like that. But I'm proud of myself for not giving up and for actually like writing down how I felt at that time because like sometimes it's so easy to say, "Oh, I'm frustrated because yeah, this is that happened to me and I'm too young for that." And it's so easy to be angry and to be, but also like the way I was writing my emotions down, I mean, my emotions were valid. I was angry. I was sad. I was terrified. I was anxious. I was everything at the same time, you know? And the fact that like I was writing it down and just it really helped me to process and understand my emotions and understand that like I'm gonna be okay. It really helped me to be like I know that just to tell myself that like, James, you'll be okay. You'll be just fine. You have the keys to success. You have the keys to your happiness. You have the keys to be. They'll be just fine. You're not gonna die. You're not gonna, And honestly, just writing down my emotions really helped me to be happy with myself. It provided me joy, and reading it back, it just I'm so proud of like the person that I was like 3 months ago when I was still doing chemo because I was like, damn, James, you were strong. Because I'm like, I don't see myself like this anymore because I feel like I'm a brand new person, even though I'm just like literally 1 week cancer free. But I just feel like the old me is gone and the new me, I'm just like building this new life. I'm writing every chapter and I'm just enjoying every single second of it. And I feel like I'm in control of this new life, and nothing, I just say nothing would take that smile away from my face. And this is 2026 gonna be my year, and I don't care what it's gonna cost me, but I'm gonna make it like mine, and because I'm in control, and that's pretty much it. So reading all my notes back when I was going through chemo and my rollercoaster of emotions is just like a reminder that like I've been through hell and now I'm like building my own paradise.
Amazing, yes, and congratulations on being a week cancer-free. That is so beautiful. I'm so happy for
Let's
you.
go. Thank
Do you
you.
feel like you're on a high right now? Like, do you feel just like or
I
how is that?
feel, I don't know, I feel like relieved. Also, like, I'm not gonna lie, there was like ups and downs because like sometimes I'm so anxious. Sometimes I'm getting some like depression because like during the crisis, that's something I think they don't tell you about cancer. During the crisis, everybody's here, everybody's checking on you, everybody's there, they provide you with everything, and then they disappear because obviously they go back to to their lives, but like because you're not like in crisis anymore, you're done with treatment, so they're assuming that like you're fine. You're not fine. I mean, they say, oh, they're just like they're imagining that like, oh, you go back to your normal life. There is no more normal life. It's over. Your old life is your past life, and you have to grieve like your past life, and it's like a part of you is already dead. So that's the reason why I'm really trying to be positive about this new life. But sometimes my emotions and my thoughts are just like catching me, like, oh, by the way, you're still thinking this way. And sometimes I'm just crying because I'm like, oh my gosh, what had just happened is kind of crazy. It's insane. But also, there's another part of me that I'm like, oh, you're building this new, brand new life, and just you need to be positive about this brand new life. But the hardest part is actually to say goodbye to the old life. Nothing really died, but it just kind of like, you know that it's never going to be the same, you know? And I think that's the hardest part, like post treatment, that like people that don't actually understand that like um you're not going back to normal. You're not. It's just like you need to find a new normal. And that's very scary because because you don't know what's next. You don't know. And going back to like your old job, it's terrifying. I was a dancer, I was a performer and everything. And I don't know if I can go back. I don't know if I have the energy for that. I'm physically exhausted. I know that I'm full of life right now. It's because like I'm just excited about the fact that like I'm cancer free. I don't have to do any more chemos. And I'm just excited about like the new year and that I'm building something new. But I'm also terrified because I don't know what's gonna happen. And I don't know if I'm gonna be physically able to do stuff that I used to do before. I don't know if I'm gonna be, I don't know. It's just so there's too many I don't knows.
Yeah, they're
So
ending. And
yeah,
what do you want out of this new year now that you're cancer free?
question. Okay, my resolution because in Switzerland they don't have the ring bell celebration. So my resolution is like to contact all the hospitals in Switzerland to actually introduce a bell like
Yay!
post-treatment bill. I believe that patients they all deserve it. They deserve to be celebrated, seen, and and when I couldn't ring my bell, I was so frustrated. My nurses gave me like a small bell just for me, just to be like, happy about it. But I was like, no, but that's not enough. We need like a bell, like where people can actually come and just ring it. It's gonna give some motivation and some life. And so that's my resolution for this year. And also to be, because I'm a singer, so I want to like release new music and just, share my story through my music because I express myself best in music, in art. And I mean, you guys can see it. I express myself best in art. Um, yeah, that's my 2026 resolution. That's what I'm looking forward to do this year. And also obviously getting back on my feet and getting back my immune system back and everything. Because yeah, let's be honest, it's tough. It's really tough.
It is so tough and it takes such a like I'm 2 years since my last treatment and it's like I just started feeling energy again. Like I just
Oh my
started feeling
gosh.
like I'm not experiencing the fatigue that was just so much, and I was working full time before, like, all these jobs, blah, blah, and now it's like, I need to only work freelance because I need to be able to make my own schedule for
Yeah.
doctor's appointments, but also just resting and allocating my time to just kind of, like, restore and revitalize, and so I understand with what you're saying of, like, it is a new normal, everything has to change.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot. You're such an incredible performer and dancer. I'm curious if you ever felt pressure to act or perform like you were okay throughout the whole cancer journey too?
Oh my God, that is a really good question. No, I mean, I never like felt any pressure or pain or anything. I just feel like when I'm performing, I'm like truly being myself. I just feel like I'm existing. I'm not performing. It's actually like I'm giving you a part of myself, and I want you, like, you seeing me performing. I'm never gonna be too tired to perform or to be on stage or to do anything because I just feel like that's something that I'm meant to do and meant to be, and it just makes sense to me. Even though when I had cancer, I was still dancing because I felt like my body was like slipping through my fingers. It was like running away from me, and I wanted like to catch it back to say, "Don't go anywhere. I still need you. I still need the control." So that's why I was, going like to parks and I was just like, dancing, feeling my body. Even there was soft movements, but just like to feel that movements really made me feel good and alive. I feel like I'm not ready to perform. Right now, my mind and my body are not connected. So I can't perform. But I'm not getting any pressure because like if tomorrow someone just calls me, hey, I want you to do this, 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 and that. I feel like I'm just gonna go. Like, and I'm not even getting any pressure from anybody, but like, I know I'm not gonna be like the amazing performer like I used to be or whatever, like full energy, full out all the time. But at least I'm gonna give my heart, my mind, and my eyes, my smile, and I'm gonna be present. I'm gonna be there, and I'm gonna give my everything. And technically, it's not gonna be perfect, but but emotionally, it's gonna be. And yeah.
Yeah, and when you're saying about the like, if they called right now, I would go even though you're exhausted, even though you're healing, because it's like true alignment when you're doing something you love and have purpose for, it's not exhausting and it's
Yeah.
not an easy suck. And I feel like now I'm so much more sensitive to that. Even like
Hmm.
certain conversations, I'll be like, wow, I'm so tired. And I'm like, otherwise, I used to just like power through those, or I used to like just do things that weren't in alignment because I didn't have that conversation with my body as closely. But
Yeah.
now it's just the smallest little thing, I'll be like, "Ooh, I feel that." Like it's really turned
Yeah.
me into, since it's such a sensitive being in that way, and it's also like a superpower for us in a way too, because it's our radar of, are we on the right path? Because if it's something that is exhausting for us or just too much, it's like, okay, well, can't do that anymore. Old enough to probably just do that plus everything else we're doing. You tell people to DM you about cancer all the time and you reply to everyone. Do you ever get or feel burnout just holding space for so many people?
Honestly, no, because I feel like connecting with other like survivors or patients and stuff like that. I think it's just I don't know. It feeds me. I want to know your story. I want to know what you're going through. I want to know what are your fears and like what provides you joy and peace. If I can also like provide like advices what worked for me, if that could work for you, we can just exchange and like 'cause when you have like cancer, you need to talk with people that actually understand what you're going through. Because when you talk to your friends about it, they're not really gonna have the words. They're gonna feel uncomfortable. You don't know, they don't know how to ask the right questions and stuff like that. But when someone actually understands what you're going through and what you've gone through, they're more likely to provide like the right informations, ask the best questions, and actually acknowledge your emotions, because like they understand. And so that's why I'm the type of person I love bringing people together. I want to like create like space for everybody to feel seen, understood, and acknowledged because we all deserve it. And so that's why, like I said, I'm not like a celebrity. I'm not an influencer. I'm just like a performer that had cancer, that healed, and I just want to provide like a safe space for everybody and talk about it and just talk about, life and be a better human, better communicators and stuff like that. So that's why I always say, yeah, my DMs are so open to anybody, like, because I feel like, I don't know, that's just like a human thing to do. I'm nobody, I'm just James.
And I think that's why your content and just you as a person resonates with everyone because it's authentic and it's like you're just doing this because you want to and because it like energizes you and you want to be there for other people. And I feel like that totally comes across, and it's not just some like robotic I need to post thing or like use this product, you know. It's like it's obvious and you radiate that.
Thank you. Thank you.
How has movement or expression helped you process everything through dance and all of that?
Oh my God, good question. I express myself best in movements. Ever since I was a kid, when I couldn't even speak, when I was not allowed to speak, my body was just like already talking, like expressing something. And to me, like when words were too heavy, I could find a way to express myself in movements. Sometimes I needed like to isolate myself somewhere. And I was just like dancing my emotions, like my pains, my frustrations, my anger, my broken heart or whatever. And it just made me feel good just to express it into movements. And just, it's so powerful and so liberating. And people actually sometimes don't understand like how powerful art is. Because like it's great to have like an outlet like this because you can just like express your emotions but in a different way, and you turn it into beauty, you turn it into power, you turn it into art. So that's why I always recommend like to people that DM me actually they have cancer, go for a walk. 30 minutes by yourself, no music. Listen to what's around you. Like the birds, you can see the butterflies, the water flow, whatever. And just like do simple movements just to feel your body. Just like, bounce your body left and right. Just to feel your body a little bit, the movement. And from that, something's gonna come. You're gonna feel like you're expressing something. And all your anger and frustration is gonna leave, and then you're gonna go home and just feel so much better. So every time I was feeling down, I was going for a walk every day for a minimum 30 minutes because also it kept me active, and it really helped me process my emotions and just feel like I was still active and still in control of my body. And I think that also the thing that really saved me because my immune system was fighting and fighting, and yeah. So that's why I always like say to people that like be active. Even though I know it's hard, I know you want to sleep, I know you're tired, but like be active. Don't let it like consume you or just like take over you. Be in control. I know it's hard, I know, but you got this.
Yeah, and it's like once you break past that barrier of like this inertia to just not get up, it's like then your body starts responding and it starts craving to get up a little more. It starts
Yeah,
wanting to like do more movement, and it's like this
exactly.
beautiful ripple effect. But getting past that hump is so hard, and I'm
It
like
is hard.
but it's so worth it. And then the days I remember, like the days that I would really try to do more movement. It was so transformational for my energy, but also just like it would get me some endorphins. It would get me some dopamine that would
Yeah,
take me through the rest of the day. It was really good advice. It's a reminder that your body comes first and like
true.
bigger things than what other people think of you. Okay, so what do you wish you knew right after you got diagnosed?
Good question. Okay, I wish I knew that my God, because there's so many things. But I think the most important is like I wish I knew that like I would have to face myself. I mean, look at myself like in the mirror and to see that like a different person every day. That would see that like my body's changing, my mind is changing, that everything around me is changing. That would see myself very differently. And it took like a toll on my mental health because every day I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna see. I don't know who's the person that I'm gonna see today and who the person that I'm gonna be. So I just wish I knew that before, so I would maybe, be more aware that like it would affect me a lot mentally. I think that's the major thing. And also I wish I knew that I would see the true colors of people,
Yeah.
and it's really eye-opening to see who's there for you and who's really there like when there is a crisis, and who leaves and who comes back once everything becomes easy, you know. So it's really, really eye-opening. So I wish I knew that before because I thought like I was friends with like some people, and I just realized it's like, okay, you just realize a few things, and it's heartbreaking, but like so worth it at the end of the day because also like you'll learn I mean, you now know what you don't want and who you don't want in your life, because you don't want to like repeat that. You don't want to repeat that. So you're just like, yeah, okay. I think these are like the two major things.
Those are so important. And then you're left with the people that really care for you and know
Yeah.
you. I'm wondering how other treatments that you tried affect you differently, or did you kind of go off the path at all, or do you suggest any complementary treatments for people? Anything you tried that you want to talk about too, treatment wise?
Good question. Okay. These are the things that actually worked for me. Everybody's different. Everybody has a different body and different type of cancer too. So I always said like if people like gonna reach out to me through DMs or anything, I said like that worked for me. See with your doctor oncologist if it's okay with you, but don't try anything that I'm telling you and expecting that like it's gonna work. I was taking lots of proteins because like I was losing some muscle mass and everything, and I was losing strength, and I needed like some protein a lot. So I was eating eggs a lot, avocado a lot, and protein shakes a lot. And also I was cooking everything that I was eating. I was not ordering or doing anything. I was doing like some smoothies, which is carrot with ginger, and I was doing that every day, literally every day, and it was so good. And I feel like it made me feel, I don't know, it was giving me some vitamin D, C, everything. It really provided me everything that I needed. I think that's pretty much it. I was just eating everything, just drinking water, and that's it. No pops, no alcohol, obviously no cigarettes, obviously no drugs. I mean, basic things. But like, yeah,
Drugs with chemo.
like for real. But yeah, I mean, just like smoothies, proteins, and cook every single thing. That's what I would say. Cause so you know exactly what's in your food.
And what is the biggest message you want other cancer survivors to hear?
Oh my God. That you're not alone. Surround yourself with people that actually provide you joy and peace. Deep down, you know exactly who are your people, who's going to be there for you. And if you ever need help, there's so many platforms on the internet that can provide you that help, that support, counselor. There are so many ways, so you're not alone. You're being seen, understood, acknowledged, and you got this. You got this. We're all in
You're
this
such a
together.
Hi, and you're such an amazing advocate of just like the encouragement you provide, and like you
It's so
have that just
sweet.
like motivational speaker vibe. So yeah, it's wonderful. James, thank you so much for being on this podcast. Where can people find more about you, your story, your performing, any of that stuff?
You guys can find me like on TikTok, obviously, because I'm just posting every day, daily on TikTok, and you can guys DM me there. I'm always gonna reply, and also like Instagram, because I'm very active on Instagram. I have like a small community, but a very, very, very strong community on Instagram, and I'm always like updating for my music, for my performances, for whatever I'm posting there. But like know that like, I'm very active on social media because I feel like everybody deserves to be seen, everybody deserves hope and love, and I also need it. So, and I'm more than happy to also provide it. So yeah, you can find me there.
Amazing. Thank you, James.
Thank you so much.